corner dahil doon sa header na yon, but sinigurado lang nila dahil baka may makaabot pa. Player mula sa Diliman.
So makita natin yung Laos has been playing very well on the defensive side. The back line has been
Tested.
and
And generally has passed.
passing with flying colors yan, no?
Just one bad mark to show for this game. Lots of men forward para sa Diliman. Could not pull the trigger there. Pero foul ulit para sa Laos. At hindi magugustuhan ng ating referee Iloso. Complaints coming from Laos, and we'll just give them a warning there. Buti na lang kamo yung mga foul ng binibigay ng Laos. May kalayuan. Not really hindi masyadong dikit doon sa box. So it's not as dangerous as the others. It's nakikita natin forced na gumawa ng indirectly yung mga attempt.
That's right. So keeping it really away from the box and making it easier for...
Speaking of indirectly, ito hindi indirectly. This went straight through the wall, through the keeper's hands, and it is a 2-0 advantage para sa Diliman.
Yikes.
We were just talking about that.
Talking about that.
May kalayuan pero nakahanap pa rin ng paraan
Sinasabi pa naman namin na
Look at this.
the easy save for...
Bumuka yung pader. Let's look at that again. It went through the wall because the wall moved. Oh, actually,
curved.
Yes,
Curved.
curled back in because the
Curved
wall
through.
was not big enough. It went just right on the edge of that wall.
So there was a defensively that wasn't spot on in terms of the wall and actually having an extra man to just take on that small space
Okay.
in between.
Really, you're the keeper. Ikaw naman na nagsasabi kung saan yung wall. Saan yung mali doon? Is it the keeper's fault? Because that's about the spot that he's expecting the ball to come from. You're looking at an angle coming from there.
No, basically it could have been. Extra field players should have gone down and take over that space because he has formed this wall. I think it was a 5-man wall. Could have been easy, but another
I think it was
set
a
of guys.
4-man wall.
Yeah.
What
If it
about
was 5 or 6?
yung Relly, yung isa niyang player, the man on the edge of that wall actually
Move.
moved.
Well, I was looking at it at another angle. He moved to a different direction actually, so it kind of curved through him. So it curved on his right.
Yes,
on his
and
right.
he moved to his left.
It moved to his left.
So
So, mas lalo pang na
Na-expose yung area
na-expose
na
yung area.
Nonetheless, Diliman doubles their advantage, 2-0 na sa ngayon. So now a lot of pressure para sa Laos to find that goal. Kung kanina isa lang hinahabol nila, ngayon dalawa na.
So despite the 2-0 lead, probably thinking what Coach Bob Salvacion is thinking, whether these are convincing goals, considering one is the penalty and 2 was an error from the keeper of Laos.
But because he was there, no? He was trying to put it in his bread basket, just with underneath his arm.
Yeah, so I think the positioning of how he tried to catch that ball was just a little too awkward for him that it led to him actually letting go.
Laos, a lot of pressure on them now here in the last 16 minutes and change para makuha yung kalamangan. On the other hand, Diliman, they just want to stay atop the standings. Ngayon, nasa ibabaw sila ng second division, just right ahead of Pachanga. Pero they have a game in hand, and they'll have 2 games in hand after this match.
And that's why it's very crucial that, especially for a game like this, knowing that they're playing against a team from the bottom of the division, will need to continue the winning ways. It's winning ways. Because pagdating nga ng Pachanga, we were pretty much on the hunt for the first division placement. We'll need to step it up.
At isa pa, ang layo ng kalamangan ng Pachanga sa kanila when it comes to goal difference.
That's right.
They've got a difference of about seems 14 or so.
That's right. That's
No,
why
no,
it's
correct. I'll correct that. 9 goals.
9 goals. So that's why it's crucial that they will probably need to go for that win against Pachanga next week.
And they're going to need some more goals. That's what Diliman is looking for. They're looking for another one here, but unable to control that was Diliman. Pagkakatalo doon na napakalaki. In this,
You see Frimpong,
good back heel right there.
back heel. Santos passes it up.
It was just behind him, no? Yung pasa na yan. And you can see there that the opportunity was there. Another one para sa Diliman. Hindi lang nila makuha yun.
So they're getting good chances right now in the second half. A lot of threats inside the box for Diliman.
Down at the moment is Patlunag para sa Laos. He's been quite busy as well. Ito si Patlubag from the defense ng Laos.
I think siya yata yung gumagawa siya kay Frimpong eh.
Tsaka madali mo siya makita kasi buhok.
Yung buhok niya eh. He's the one who actually stopped Frimpong in that
earlier kanina. And this was the attempted goal earlier. You can see that it was
cramps.
behind the attempt was or the pass was behind the player of Diliman, and also si Patlunag went down. More changes. Tuwom para kay Kalunsod para sa Diliman. So already pinag-uusapan natin. Oh, itong Diliman, they're gonna get a lot of players coming from UP, from the champion team. But what about the guys that are going to be displaced? What will that do for team chemistry?
Well, it really depends on because you can see that they have a very, very deep lineup, and Diliman has a very, very deep lineup. And of course, you're playing in the second division, or even if you're playing in the first division, it will not disrupt the chemistry of the team. There will always be players who will come in and will blend well. There'll be no problem for Diliman as these UP players are Valmayor, Octavio, etc. These guys are all accustomed to the system of Diliman. But you know, we've been talking too much about Diliman and their lineups and everything, but what about the other teams like Pachanga, Aguila? I'm sure they're beefing up their lineup as well.
I know that Aguila, for one, is picking up some guys that some former players from Ateneo that are going to start wearing Aguila colors for the stretch run.
Some of the players who have played in the UFL Cup, some of the collegiate players will now be going back and will be playing with Aguila for this season.
Pero kaya natin napapag-usapan yung Diliman because it's quite clear what quality players they're getting. Kilala na, no? Dahil nga galing yan sa kanilang farm system. Or maybe you can, you can't call it a farm system, but from their school, diba?
Yes, it's really maganda talaga tingnan, and considering na yun nga may sort of like a development or a step after college heading into the Diliman FC, supported by the school. And you know very well that these are all standouts and are all products of UP, and that's something that even like for Aguila, even Ateneo should try to get into it to be able to link up.
Yan na ba yun? Yan na ba yung ano mo? Plead mo? Pleading mo? Ano yun?
Dati, inumpisa lang namin, kami lang. Sige, tenista ka. O sige,
Yan na,
laro ka.
Sige na, ito na
Laro ka.
pagkakataon mo na. Ilabas mo yung sama ng loob mo. Pero ano yan, napagit na. Aguila, magpapalakas. Diliman, magpapalakas. But the question is, itong Pachanga, we're hearing that they've got some targets as well, and they're not afraid to actually go into the market and find some players that can suit up for them. Especially since itong Pachanga nga is if you look at on a game per game basis, sila dapat ang leading dito sa tournament dahil sila wala pang talo. Ang Diliman may draw na to eh.
Yeah, that's right. So you can never be too sure after this when the second round starts on how the teams will fare. Alam mo naman, anything can happen in the league. As clearly shown by what's happening in the first division. Early on, we see Stallions taking on the lead in the current first division, and now they're at fourth.
Oo, marami. Yung Stallion daw, they're also going to get some guys.
That's right.
From during this transfer period. For those that are unaware, as we see that attempt by Laos. For those that are unaware, currently ang UFL po ay may transfer window. And during that period, that's when you can sign new players or tweak your lineup. And dyan mo makikita some teams that want to make that stretch run or the like.
That's right, and anything can happen. First division players can opt to leave and go to the second division, and vice versa. So anything can happen in order to build up. Because a lot of talent right now in the second division, a lot of players. Alam mong pwede sila maglaro sa first division.
Change there. Ang pasok si Kasem para kay Lisa. Just 10 minutes remaining. Starting to look bleak para dito sa kampanya ng Laos na laban na ito. Trying to surge forward in the standings where they're stuck in the middle right now. Diliman, on the other hand, trying to stay atop the standings. Frimpong.
Great cross from Frimpong.
Trying to be headed down. Diliman tries to keep it in. They're able to do so. Cross unable to get through. And banggaan sa kanto, doon sa dulo. And man down for Diliman. That is Kalunsod.
He got in front of that Laos player, and momentum on Laos' side. Collision.
May oras pa dito para sa Laos, pero kailangan bilisan na nila.
Kailangan mag-all out na sila, no? Knowing that they have 8 minutes remaining and 2-0 down.
And they need 2 goals.
And they need 2 goals. So
they're looking for the first here. Some space. First and then the attempt, and it does go through. Ito na yung unang goal. That lead is cut into half.
Exactly what we just said.
And they are making a game of it. Etong Laos, down 2-0, finds their first goal here in the 83rd minute.
So is Jukes, will Jukes be credited for that goal?
Yes, yes. All the work was done earlier para dito sa Laos.
That was Marvin Angeles.
Yes, all the work done by him. And then Jukes cleaning up the mess there. So isa na lang ang hinahabol ng Laos dito. Ang natitirang oras, kulang-kulang o lagpas lang ng 6 na minuto. Dagdag pa natin ng injury time. So there is still hope para sa Laos.
So makita natin, out of the 3 goals that have been scored in this whole game, the goal of Laos was pretty much the clear chance as compared to the 2 goals of Diliman. So we will see how this goal of Laos will change the momentum.
Angeles. Oh, this is a good ball that will open up things on that left side. Looking for a good cross, never was able to curl it back in.
A wasted opportunity. That was